crazy athleticism, but the speed isn't there. He ran a 4.5 on that fast track that everybody was killing at the combine, running
Right,
4.3, 4.5. And then let me tell you, so then he goes to his pro day. He elects not to run because he's probably saying, shoot, I've never topped that. And if that's your best time on a fast track, I think the NFL is watching that and saying, shoot, I think I can get him in the second round. So a lot of this stuff is like really like flipping around because it's not this clear cut. Like Andrew Booth is not this clear cut corner that we all thought at the beginning of this process. So we're going to see a lot of it. Kobe Bryant, it wouldn't shock me because he's aggressive. He's far more aggressive than Elam. So there's a lot of teams that are going to value that.
Yeah, I just think it's really interesting. And that's what's been so different about this draft than the last two drafts for the Bengals. I mean, we knew they were going to draft Jackpot Joey Burrow. We were 99% sure they were going to draft Chase. Now, this year, first it was going to be Linderbaum, and then he started dropping. They're like, or first it was like, no, he's not going to be there. Then he started dropping. Okay, maybe he will be there. Now it seems like he's going back up a little bit. Then, all right, maybe it's Booth. Well, Booth's not going to be there. Okay, now he started dropping. Now he's starting to go back up. So it's really interesting as to which way this draft is actually going to go. And I'm telling you this, if Leonard Baum is there, I'm taking him. And if Kobe's there, dude, I'm taking him and I'm out. That's you got your corner and you got your center and we're good because I'm with you, Zim. I'm like, I want 5 elite players in front of Jackpot Joey Burrow. You give him even more time to destroy people because trust me, they're coming to destroy people this year. That offense there were times where just the Chiefs game where Uno just went off. Yes. Dude, they can do that almost every game this year. Boys, I'm telling you, and I start getting fired up when I think about it. I think we could drop 40 on people. I really do. I mean, it's going to be exciting. And you really, really fix that offensive line. It's already fixed. But if you just push it over the top, dude, it's over. It's over.
The killer to me is like, you remember I came on your show last year and I said this, and we were talking about scoring 30-something a game and everything like that. And the sweet spot to me is like, if we just score 31, I feel like you're going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You score like 28.5, like you're going to go to the Final Four, like of AFC Championship football, right? I think if you give Joey Burrow an elite line in the playoffs, like all throughout the season, we might hit some highs and lows. I even tweeted this earlier today. I wouldn't even care if they lost 4 or 5 games during the season. I wouldn't think nothing of it. If I can come to the playoffs with a healthy offensive line and all of our weapons ready to go, there's nobody in the NFL that will want to see that. So during the season, it might not play out like 40 points. Like, well, of course, we'll blow out some Pittsburgh games and drop some 40, right? But along the way, and then, the fans will get down on some games where they feel that, you know how this goes. You're playing 17 games. But then when you go to playoffs with that, the pressure that's going to be on these other teams to get pressure on Joey Burrow, like all of these different things, if you just protect them and have our weapons like running on all full cylinders going into the playoffs, like there's not a team that wants that. And that's what I know. Like, I wouldn't even care if they set some guys for a couple games. If they come into the playoffs with a healthy starting 5 offensive line, including this past year, that's a Super Bowl win. It's not, and the margins of victory are even bigger this year because now the experience is there.
Exactly. What do you think about 40 points a game there, Ace? You in agreement?
Yeah, I have to agree with you because one thing that I kept saying all last season was, the Bengals haven't been consistent on offense yet. They haven't played their best game yet. And we saw flashes of it, but there were so many times that the offense was inconsistent. They were explosive, right? They would get these big plays that would happen, but we all remember watching in the first half, like the first quarter, we really wouldn't score like that. And then it would just be like deep bomb to Jamar Chase right before the half or something like that, like 2 scores, something like that. Imagine when it's going to be that they just keep scoring or they keep getting field goals and there's no punts or anything like that. I don't think that the NFL is ready for that. I think that it also opens up the playbook too. We talked about that last night as well, how they had to do so many quick passes because the offensive line was so bad. So it limited, what they could do. And so now you're giving him time. You're giving time for these routes to progress. You're being able to do all kind of different things. You're also opening up the run game, which nobody is talking about with Joe Mixon, which struggled last season. A lot of people don't talk about that either. So I just like a lot of people are going to say you're just a homer in any of that, but I feel like we really know our team. Like you're not going to be able to stop us. You couldn't really stop us last year, right? Outside of getting pressure to us. If you can't do that, I don't see how you're going to stop this offense.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And that's the same sentiment that I said last year. Because people asked me on my show, like, why isn't this offense getting consistent? I said, well, they'll get consistent when we get consistent play from our offensive line. We're going to get that this year, long as everybody stays healthy. We have to preface that with that. If they get injured, then it's a whole different thing. And I'm with you, Ace. I can't wait to see Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon has got to be so fired up. I mean, this is the best line he's ever ran in front of his whole NFL career. I mean, I don't know. It's an amazing concept. He can actually make his first cut beyond the offensive line. I don't know if he's ever been able to do that on a consistent basis. I mean, and the thing is, I don't sit there and think we're going to like run the ball. I mean, I think it's going to be more pass, but I think it's going to be more of the quality of runs that Mixon's going to have versus the quantity. And exactly. I think he's going to have an unbelievable year, and it's just going to help him in the long run too of not getting beat up and hopefully prolonging his career too. I think so. I think it's a win-win for Mixon for sure.
Man, week 1, I'm calling it round right now. They're gonna have a cutback run. He's gonna start off left side, counter back to that right hand side, and then Lyle Collins gonna be running with him, and it's just you're gonna be like, whoa. He'll have from like a 15-yard run, just like at will, right? And so that's gonna happen. So then you get that play action going, and you're talking about Joey B having time, like. I just, bro, like, I think this is the one thing that I do know is like, and you kind of hit on it. If they can incorporate Chris Evans into the offense like early throughout the season, maybe Joe Mixon's numbers aren't mind-boggling, killing stuff. But if you can walk into the playoffs with a healthy Joe Mixon and a healthy offensive line, not only are you going to be able to control those games, like that first game, it's just going to get controlled. By the time you get into like these win or die type situations and you need a yard or two, like it's a no-brainer. Like some of the deficiencies of the Super Bowl and stuff are predicated on the offense not being able to trust that they can get 1 or 2 yards. If you could just do that, you talk about consistency, Ace, like throughout the season, there are going to be highs and lows. That's just the way football goes. If you go to the playoffs with that, there's not another, I don't care what these teams have done, because Joey B has already been tested throughout he took 9 sacks. By the time once you go to the playoffs, bro, and then, I mean, Joe Mixon just come off a career year with that, like
with a bad line.
With a bad line
and not even that many carries.
And then we go online, and I was watching somebody, there was a tweet, and it was just like, I'm calling it now. Bengals are the one team I don't think is going to make the playoffs. I'm thinking to myself, like, what? Like,
Come on, keep talking. I got you.
Bro, like you know how I go.
Right.
You know how that goes. Like I'm just thinking to myself, y'all thought like and people take away from the fact that Akeem Davis, Gaither, these are guys that had high impact, like Riley Reese of the world, that were either starters or high impact players that were injured. So now you're going to get you're getting all Joseph was like, you're getting all those guys back. Plus, you're going to the draft to go get more guys, and you fix the one deficiency of the team, and your defense got way better, more in sync throughout the playoffs. Man.
So I'm saying. So you guys checked out